everyone. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different for my channel. We are going to step away from the beauty products and talk about YouTube. I have gotten a lot of questions in the past little while about starting a YouTube channel, growing a YouTube channel, just basically people wanting some advice when it comes to the YouTube world. And I by no means consider myself an expert. I have, a small amount of subscribers in the grand scheme of things, but I do feel like I've learned a lot of things along the way, and I do have some advice to offer and hopefully some encouragement if you guys are thinking about starting a channel. And yeah, so that is kind of what this video is about today. I hope that you guys find it useful. I have just written down some things here in my agenda that I am going to touch on. And yes, if you guys have any sort of tips, maybe you have a YouTube channel, or maybe you are just a viewer of YouTube and you have some advice of what you like in a YouTuber or what you don't and all that kind of stuff, just leave it in the comments down below and we can get a discussion started. And also, if you have any questions regarding YouTube is what I was going to say, just leave it down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I understand that it can be really frustrating and intimidating and discouraging at times. So if any of those things are happening to you, just leave a comment or something and we can get talking and I can hopefully try and help you a little bit. But yeah, I am just already going off on a tangent. So let's jump into this. Okay, so the first tip that I have is something that you've probably heard before from other people, and it sounds a little bit cliche, but it is just so true, and that is to be yourself. Don't go on camera and try to be like someone else that you've seen or try to replicate other people, because it just will not work. It will not be something that is sustainable long term. Get on the camera and just be yourself and talk to the camera as if you're talking to a friend or a sister. That is honestly what I used to do when I was not comfortable. I would genuinely picture my sister standing behind the camera and I would talk as if we were talking about makeup the way that we do when we're, just hanging out together. So that is a tip that I have. Just talk to the camera as if you are talking to a friend, because you really are talking to friends. And once you start to make those kind of connections with your subscribers, that is how it feels and it becomes so much more natural. So that is number one. Just be yourself, be confident in who you are. If you are quirky or silly or funny, or maybe you are a little bit more on the serious side, that's all okay. Just be yourself, because people really, really connect with those, with that genuinity. That's not a word. With people that are genuine. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is consistency. And this is actually something that I have struggled with in the past and I still struggle with, because balancing a YouTube channel with every other part of life, whether that's work or school or boyfriends or families or whatever that is, it really is difficult because it is super time consuming. And I posted my first video over 2 years ago, a long time ago. But since that time, I was so inconsistent up until about 6 months ago. There had been time frames where I would go months without posting a video, or I'd post one and then not post another one. And truly, the algorithm of YouTube is basically the science behind YouTube. It actually can track how often you're posting. So if you're not posting at all, it doesn't think to bring up your video. And it doesn't mean you have to post every single day. It's just about being consistent, whether that's twice a week or once a week or 3 times a week or whatever that may be. Whatever you can do, just stick with that. And I do think having a schedule is a very good, if you can do it. It actually doesn't work for me telling myself I'm gonna post on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. I wish I could do that, but it just stresses me out, and then I put so much pressure on myself. So for me personally, I just try to upload 3 videos a week. That is just what I tell myself. From Monday to Sunday, if I can get 3 videos up, I am good. I don't worry about what time it's posted at, and I just find, for me personally, it takes a little bit of that pressure off. And for me personally, I really do like it when YouTubers have a schedule, because I know when to expect more content from them. But I also enjoy YouTubers that don't have a schedule, because a new video pops up and I'm like, woo, awesome. That's awesome. I'm excited to watch. So I think it's not necessarily about posting at a consistent time, but just posting consistently, if that makes sense. Another thing that I want to talk about is quality. So if you tell yourself, I'm posting 3 videos a week, only do that if you're producing quality content that you are proud of, that you would want to watch yourself, and you're not just throwing up a video for the sake of throwing up a video. So that is just kind of goes into the consistency factor. And so just make sure whatever you're posting is content that you would like to watch. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, I've never posted a what's in my purse video because I don't really like watching those videos. I don't click on them when someone has posted one. I don't know, it's just not what I like to watch. So I personally have never posted one of those videos because I don't have an interest in them. I have posted other videos that maybe people don't like as much. I really like videos about, like, you know, top 5, like seeing like someone's favorite eyeshadow palettes or favorite highlighters or bronzers or whatever that may be. So I like to post those videos. I love posting monthly favorites videos because that's what I like to watch. So I think that's something really good to keep in mind. Post content that you yourself would like to watch. Next thing is, do not go and spend a ton of money on expensive equipment to start off with. You can film on your iPhone, you can film on old cameras, on your laptop. There are so many options of filming without going out and buying an expensive camera. I have a camera that I think was like $120. It's the one that I'm still using. I bought it about like 6 months in just because I had been filming originally on my laptop, but it was taking hours and hours and hours and hours to upload. So I thought, okay, it's time. I'm going to buy a camera, and it is still the one that I'm using today. It is a super simple camera. It is actually time for me to definitely upgrade that if that is on my to-do list. But when you're starting off, don't go and buy expensive lighting and camera equipment and all that stuff, because that, you know, it's not necessary. If you're posting great content, however you're getting it out there, it will be noticed. So don't go and spend that type of money on the expensive stuff until you're ready. I do have a ring light here that was a great investment, and it is something that I recommend. But I would just wait on that. You don't have to do that right away. Natural daylight is honestly your best friend. If you can film with natural daylight, it is beautiful and flattering. So hold off on all that kind of stuff and just start getting videos up there. Like, just start posting and see what happens and roll with it. But you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money. The best thing you can do for yourself is have great lighting, have a nice background, make sure it's clean. Don't have like your dirty socks hanging out in the background. Make sure it's a nice presentable background and something, you know, visually nice to look at. Make sure you have a nice angle of your camera. Don't set up your camera like down here. That angle is not flattering. You don't want people like looking up at you. You want to be looking like almost like just like above, like not right directly in front of you, but almost like a little bit upwards, and it just is a very, you know, flattering angle on most people. So that is another tip I was thinking about. Okay, next, when you're first starting off, keep your videos concise and informative. And I'm not saying that you know, that to be like rude, being like nobody wants to watch a long video, but just when you're starting off, especially if you can keep your videos under that like 10-minute mark, people are going to be so much more inclined to finish a video from start to end. Just because by human nature, we all have a short attention span. So if you're starting off posting a 28-minute video all about a single lipstick, people, that isn't going to hold their attention span. So post videos, I would say, between 5 to 10 minutes long. You want to hit that 5-minute mark so that it's like, you know, has some depth to it and you can really get into a product or a tutorial or a review or whatever it is you're doing. But then try to keep it, you know, keep it condensed. And I'm only saying that is just like, that is my opinion. I'm only saying that because I didn't want to come on here and just say, be yourself and be consistent and all that kind of stuff. I was trying to think of actual tips and actual advice that could help you guys, you know, gain subscribers and gain those views. And even though it is not about subscriber numbers, it is not about views, seriously, it is not. I understand that when you have spent time and effort and energy making videos and it feels like nobody's watching them, it's frustrating and it's discouraging. So as much as it's not about the numbers, I get it. It is, you know, it is something that we all think about. And while we are on that topic, do not focus on subscriber numbers or on views. If you are filming YouTube videos for the right reasons, being that you love it and you feel like you have something to offer and something to share, and you want to, you know, be a part of this wonderful community here in the beauty world on YouTube, then really just, I lost my train of thought. Post it because you love to post it, and don't worry about the numbers, because eventually that will happen and that will come. And by all means, do not put like, you know, deadlines on yourself. Like, I better reach this amount of subscribers by this time. I better reach this. I better do that, because you will just end up disappointed. It is, you know, very unlikely that you'll post 5 videos and all of a sudden have 10,000 subscribers. Like, it really does take time and patience, and just keep at it. If it's something that you love and it's something that you're passionate about, it really will, you know, come with time. Another point that I want to talk about is post content that is trending or popular. And I'm not saying spend all your money on every single eyeshadow palette or every single new product that comes out, because companies nowadays are putting out so much stuff that it would be literally impossible to keep up with all that, and you would just be spending so much money. So tell yourself that maybe on a monthly basis or every couple of months, or however much you can afford and however many products that you would like to bring on into your makeup collection, but tell yourself, okay, I am going to make sure that I get that new blush the moment it comes out. I am going to go home, I'm going to test it out, I'm going to form an opinion, I'm going to film a video, and I'm going to upload it. And then you will become searchable in this massive YouTube world. So for example, I just filmed a video using the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This just debuted, I believe it was on Wednesday. When I typed in Modern Renaissance palette in YouTube, there were barely any videos on it, and this was yesterday. So I knew, okay, I need to get this video up right away so that when people are searching for reviews, if they want to purchase this palette, mine will come up. They could maybe feel a connection to me and subscribe and enjoy my video, and hopefully it would be helpful for them. So that is kind of the way that my mind works. If you want to become searchable in this massive world that is YouTube, post content that is relatable and like trending, I guess is the right word. But with that said, believe me, you have so much content available just from whatever you own, whether that's going through every single product you own and giving it a review, or if you have a great dupe for something and you talk about that, or tutorials. Like, you really do have endless options when it comes to video content, but posting really up-to-date, current, trendy product reviews and all that kind of stuff will be very, very helpful. One last thing is make sure you fill in your description of your YouTube video. Make sure that you type in every single product that you're using, link your social media accounts, do all that stuff, because if people are searching for one particular eyeshadow shade and you happen to list it and that's the only place that the YouTube algorithm computer can find it, it will bring up your video. So make sure you are utilizing those types of like technological factors when you're doing that. So definitely do that. It is so tempting when you're starting off YouTube and you're spending time making these videos to go to other people's videos and leave as what we call it spam and say, hey, like, if you subscribe to my channel, I will subscribe to yours, or hey, like, I just posted a video on this topic as well, please come check it out. Like, it is so tempting to do that, but my advice personally is don't do that. Don't do it. Hold back. Just tell yourself that I am producing great content and I know that people will watch it and they will be happy to be, you know, a part of my channel and a part of my subscribers. So I'm just going to let that happen organic and naturally. And believe me, that is hard to do. But it is worth it, because let me tell you that if people leave those comments on my videos saying like sub for sub, YouTube flags that as spam. It doesn't even show up on the comments until I approve it. And I actually always approve those comments and let those be on my channel, just because I feel like I understand people trying to start YouTube channels and it is very difficult. But a lot of YouTubers out there aren't going to approve those spam messages because it's just, it gets to be too much. And regardless of that, my opinion on it is I want people a part of my channel that want to be there, not just because they're getting something out of it as well, if that makes sense. So people that just are producing great content and forming actual relationships and actual friendships with other YouTubers, that is the way to go about it. Like, for example, my friend Joanna here on YouTube, her and I connected like over a year ago now, and we just have become actual friends and we just enjoy watching each other's YouTube channels. We like to comment and like be a part of each other's YouTube channels, but in a very genuine way, and it is not about like getting something out of it. So yes, form genuine friendships. Start off by watching people's channels and leaving actual comments, and like because you have something to say, not just because you want someone else to come check out your channel. So make sure that it comes from a genuine place, because I think people definitely see through that. And yes, I don't ever click on those. I don't know about you guys, but like if somebody leaves a comment being like, hey, like I'd love it if you came and checked out my channel, I rarely do that. And like, it's just because I feel like, you know, I just want to go about it in like that natural way, I guess you could say. And I'm not hating on anybody who does do that. If you do that and it's working for you, great. Like, I'm not judging you. That's okay. There's nothing horrible or wrong about it. That is just my advice. Okay, and lastly, my advice is to just go for it. If this is something that you've been considering doing for a long time now, what is the worst that could happen? Just put yourself out there, take that kind of leap of faith, so to speak, and just go for it. It's so much fun. The YouTube community always has more room. That is actually something I hear a lot of people saying, like, oh, like YouTube, there's so many channels out there, it's a saturated market, like there's no room for me. No, there is. Like, it is an open community. There's, oh my goodness, my dry shampoo was getting away on me. If you have something to offer and this is something that you love and you're passionate about, then just go for it. The worst that can happen is that you'll just be like, oh, you know what, I don't like this, you know, but you never know. The sky is the limit, my friends. So I hope you guys found this video helpful in regards to YouTube and starting/growing a YouTube channel. Like I said, if you have any of your own advice, please leave it in the comments down below. And yes, if this is something you've been thinking about, I think you should go for it. Just, you know, do it. And if you do start a channel, take this opportunity to leave it in the comments that your YouTube channel name, so you can get yourself out there a little bit. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already because it means so much to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.